Alright guys, it is now Thursday afternoon, just 2 days before the Leadville Trail 100, the race across the sky, and I just wanted to give you a look at some of the stuff that I got going on here. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you a map of the course, since I know I haven't done that already. I don't have time to do fancy graphics, so it's just going to have to be my finger on a map. Let's go and take a look. Alright, so let's take a look here. Starts in Leadville at 4 AM on Saturday morning. From Leadville we're going to head out, come around Turquoise Lake, over to May Queen, our first aid station. I will have no crew here. This is at 12.6 miles. From here, I'm going to head on down here around here, over this high point here, which is a power line, high climb, steep descent, but much worse on the way back to Outward Bound, where I'll meet my crew for the first time. That's 23.5 miles. Slight incline then up here to Half Pipe at 29.3 miles. No crew there either. They can go there, but it's pretty awkward for them to get there, so I've told them they don't need to bother. Mount Elbert is quite close to Twin Lakes. There's no crew allowed there at all. Apparently there's just going to be a fluid station set up for us to help ourselves. And then down into Twin Lakes at 37.9 miles. From Twin Lakes we cross the river here by foot, getting our shoes and socks nice and wet, and we climb up to the high point of the race, Hope Pass, at 12,600 feet, and that is at 43.5 miles. We come down the other side of Hope Pass and then out to Winfield at 50 miles, which is our turnaround point, and effectively we go back and do it all again. Just a point to note, at Twin Lakes on the inward journey is 62.5 miles. That's where I'm going to pick up my pacer, whom I will have with me for the rest of the course. Just a quick look at the elevations here. We leave Leadville. We've got that climb, this Sugarloaf. Anybody living in Dublin or Wicklow will know the Sugarloaf. So when I see Sugarloaf, I think of that. There's a mountain there, very iconic. But it's this climb on the way back is catches a lot of people. Very steep and goes on for quite a while with a couple of fake tops. This climb, not too bad. But then down to Twin Lakes, which is a low point at 9,200 feet, and from there we go up to the high point at 12,600, so that's a significant climb down to Winfield, and on the way back this is much steeper and more technical, so it's just something I'll be aware of. Okay guys, that's the course. Let me show you what else I've got going on here. Alright, in the kitchen I'm making my rice balls. I made a batch already, but this is the batch that I'm going to use in the race. So I've made some rice, got my frying pan here ready to do some scrambled eggs. I've got my bacon, and here are my eggs and some parmesan. That's it. All I'm going to do is I'm going to chop these bacon up into little bits. I'm going to scramble these eggs. The rice is already cooked, and I'm going to grate some parmesan. Chop it all up, mix it all up together, and form it into balls. That's going to be my one of my whole foods that I'm going to use coming out of some of the aid stations as I march along. Okay, what else? Alright, this is not going to be very easy to explain because I'm not sure I fully understand it myself, but I'll try and get through it as quickly as I can. Over here on this left hand side I've got the starting point at Leadville. I'm going to be taking 1,500 mils of fluids, probably 1 litre of water, one handheld with tailwind, and I'm going to take my Solomon 12 litre advanced skin backpack. The majority of my nutrition for the race is going to be based on the goo waffles and the goo gels. Got my plasters ready for the nipples, very important. It could be very cold at the start point, so in addition to my long sleeve t-shirt, I'm also going to have my waterproof jacket, maybe some gloves. There's a little cap inside there as well. I've got my shorts and I've got my socks. That's my starting point. Obviously it's 4 AM, so I've also got a head torch to get me through that first phase. May Queen, my first aid station. I am going to refill those bottles effectively. I will have 1 bottle of tailwind ready to go, and I'll just fill 2 of my other bottles with water. I'll restock, so there's an outbound and an inbound in all the other aid stations bar Winfield over there, which is the turnaround point. So I'll take, what I'm doing is I'm taking 1 waffle and 1 gel per hour, plus the half of my tailwind, which equates to about 350 calories. We'll see how long I can stick with that, but that's what I've got going through. I've got the option of changing into a new pair of socks at each aid station, but I probably won't take it. I definitely won't take it at each aid station, but since I'll have a drop bag there, I will take the opportunity. Then what do we got? Yeah, same thing, Outward Bound is where I'm going to meet my crew. So what you see here, I'm going to actually give them. This won't be in a drop bag, it'll be with those guys and they'll be aware of what they need to give me. I'm going to change from my Solomon into the Camelback waistband from here, just because I'm aware of how the miles work, and there are a couple of aid stations now in between Outward Bound and Twin Lakes, so I'll be able to refill, so I don't need to carry as much. Twin Lakes, again, you see a lot of stuff here, but obviously this is being met twice. So from here, I'm just going to get my additional nutrition, probably a new t-shirt, and I'm going to change into the Dynafit backpack here, because I want my hands free now, because I'm going to be using the poles as well that you can see there for climbing up Hope Pass, the big climb I just showed you a minute ago. From there, I'm going to come down into Winfield here. Winfield, I probably will change my socks, just because they'll have been wet having crossed the river, and it's quite a long scrambly climb up and down to get there, so that's what I will do there. And I'll change my t-shirt probably as well, grab my nutrition, and away I go. What you might notice here is I've got a couple of these little things here. These are ginger chews to try and keep my stomach nice and happy as I go along. Then I'm going to turn around. Sorry, what I should just say is I've got a light little headlamp there, just in case something happens. I don't want to be stuck up on Hope Pass, having had to slow down significantly. I do expect to get over into Twin Lakes while it's still bright, but let's not leave anything to chance. Let's carry an additional headlamp over there. On my way back, when I cross the river, fresh shoes, nice Eco Trail t-shirt, splash of colour, fresh socks, grab my nutrition, grab another head torch. Now what I'm going to do here is, because I'm picking up my pacer, I'm going to go back to the Camelback belt, and Terry, my pacer, is going to carry some of the additional bits and pieces, so I should have enough there. And I will probably take the handheld water bottle back again. Back to Outward Bound. This is a long spell as well between Twin Lakes and Outward Bound. It's about 15 miles, so I won't see my crew for quite a while there. Hopefully those guys are having good fun with all the other crew and watching the people coming through. Back into May Queen. May Queen now, we're only half marathon left to go. Pick up some nutrition, in and out hopefully fairly quickly, and out to the aid station, or sorry, out to the finish line in Leadville, where hopefully I can meet my crew before the finish line and we'll all run in together. That's the plan, guys. Need to get my head around it, need to explain it to the crew. We're going to have a briefing tomorrow afternoon with my crew and my pacer, and we'll go through it all, make sure we've got it nailed down. All right, what else? What else is up here? I have some of the warm weather gear that I may need in the middle of the night. It's definitely going to be at hand. Here, some people who watched my Cape Rat video might remember this. This is my synthetically insulated middle air. It's like a bubble jacket. But that, coupled with a nice woolly cap, Donady 50 from back in February there, the Irish 50k championship. Those two are bulletproof. If it gets particularly cold, two of them together have always kept me warm in very cold conditions, so I'm happy that they're going to work fine if I find myself in that situation. I've also got some long trousers for running in if I need to change out of my shorts. An additional layer here. I've got some gloves and some waterproof over mitts here, and then some emergency stuff over here. I can't reach it, but you've got an ankle brace there. If I roll my ankle, it might give me a sufficient support to finish the race. And then there you can also see I've got a knee support, just in case something funky happens to my knee. I have had a pain in my quad, but I think it's going to be fine. Pretty confident about that. All right. Now, what's gone on in the last week? Let's get back out and talk about that. Okay, so what's gone on in the last week? Last Sunday, I went up and did a hike with the guys up Hope Pass. All right, it is Sunday, August 13th. We've come here just by the foot of Hope Pass. We're going to do a day hike with my buds up to the top and back down here to this car park. Okay, let's get going. We're about a mile from the summit now. We just hit 4 miles, and you know what? I really like this trail. It's so unambiguous. There's no running here. Take out your poles and hike. Simple. Love it. Wow, I didn't realize I could pretty much see the whole course laid out behind me. I don't know if you can see the Twin Lakes down here in the valley, and off over there is Turquoise Lake. So we'll be making our way all the way over here, and even if I'd say Leadville is poking down, yeah, just the other side. That's the course right there. Alright, so here I am, top of Hope Pass. And this is the direction down to Winfield. I ran down about a mile, came back up. It was very runnable indeed, but I met somebody who told me that no, the steeper section is down near the bottom. So at some stage during the week I shall come back and I'll come up as far as I went down today. Lots of people out recceing, but we're going to make our way back down the direction we came. There's my winning crew for next Saturday: Claire, Sharon and Glenn. Alright, well this is a beautiful descent off Hope Pass heading back down towards Twin Lakes. So just nice and gentle. The phrase it pays is keep your powder dry so that you can enjoy these descents. The race only starts second time you hit Twin Lakes. Oh man, I am really enjoying this descent down off Hope Pass. We have so many trails like this in Ireland. So used to this kind of technical but not too technical, nice descent. I think of places like Tree Rock and down around Jouse and Sugarloaf. So very similar through the woods. And with this descent, let gravity do the work. Whoa-hey! Pride comes before a fall, they say. So I just felt a very slight twinge in my left calf. So I'm not going to push it, not this close to the race. So I'm just going to walk on down to the river and we'll take a look there. Twinge seems to have gone now, but as I say, definitely was there. And the last thing I want is a calf blow up less than a week from the race. Okay, let's walk down to the river and take a look. Okay, thankfully the twinge came to nothing. I just walked for about half a mile. Then it leveled out and I started to run again gently and all good. Alright, here we are down at the river crossing. You know, there will be a rope across this on race day, so that'll make it easier. I am going to cross it now. I think I'm going to go up here. I can see a shallower section across there. And boom, that's me back up into Twin Lakes. This whole area here will be one big party zone next Saturday. But it is a solid mile up from the river, so don't underestimate it. The river was quite refreshing actually, except for the fact I put a few pebbles in my shoes that I had to stop and take out. Would I do that in race day with a mile to go? Not sure. So yeah, so having seen that, I'm not too concerned about it, you know, steep climb, but what are you gonna do? Chunk it out. On Monday then I took off, and on Tuesday I went back out to the far side of Hope Pass. I parked in Sheep's Gulch, and here's what happened. Alright, it's the Tuesday before Leadville. I'm here at Sheep's Gulch. It's on the other side of Hope Pass near the turnaround point. I just met some people there who are they have an aid station set up for people doing the Trans Rockies. It's a 6-day event, so apparently that whole crew are heading up over Hope Pass themselves today, so who knows, I might meet some of them. They're going to head down to Twin Lakes themselves, but then they get ferried to Lakeville, to Leadville, where they will start the next day tomorrow. But for me, I'm just really here to do a little bit of recce at this final stage before the turnaround. A lot of people talk about how steep it is up Hope Pass from this side, so I'm going to take a look, but obviously I don't want to put too much fatigue in my legs today, being only 3 or 4 days out from the main event. So let's go take a look. Okay, so after only about 200 meters from the Sheep's Gulch trailhead, I've come up onto what will be my trail. It's going to be a hard right here. Don't let the momentum carry you on down that way. I gotta head over here. But for now, I'm going to go up and take a look. Catching up with the Trans Rockies guys. A little bit of more of a scramble on this side of the hill versus Hope Pass down to Twin Lakes. All right, I'm going to call it there on the climb. I'm only 1.2 miles in, but I can see in what they've said as well as this is where the wide switchbacks start, and I'm pretty much almost above tree line. So when I got up to Hope Pass on Sunday, I did come down, you know, probably about a half a mile, maybe a little more. So I'm happy that I've seen enough of this now. It is steeper on this side, yeah, but at the same time I like it. Why do I like it? Because it's so unambiguous. Just get out the poles and chunk along. That's it. Okay, I'm going to head back down, and I am going to do a little bit on the way to Winfield, the turnaround point. Okay, let's keep moving. I actually sat down on that rock originally. Looks very stable, and then it started to move under me. And that's the last thing I need 4 days out from the race. I've been meeting some very cool people on this trail here today. I'm really delighted that I came up. So yeah, it is steep coming down, but very runnable in a controlled manner. Yeah, it is runnable, but it is steeper, it is more technical, and it is more gravelly and hence more slidey than the other side of Hope Pass. So control is the key. Okay, in true Davy Barry style, when I got down to the turn off to go back down to Sheep's Gulf, I said I'd just go along a little bit more on the actual Leadville trail. So what we're finding is that it is a very broken up path. So I'm going to change my socks for sure. I'm not going to have a change of shoes here, but I will change my socks in Winfield. Okay, this is a fairly obvious spot. This is my turnaround spot. Backwards to the car. Let's go! So this nice wide open space is Winfield. This will be the turnaround point. I was looking at the trail on my map as I drove in. What is a really crooked road, man alive. I can't believe what it would have been like when all the pacers and crew would have been coming in this road to meet people here. So thankfully I think they made the right decision to only make this athletes only access. Alright, all I want to do here is, I saw it's a big U, so I'm going to be coming in from this direction over here. I'm going to be running along the side of the mountain over there, and I'm going to continue on down and make this U. So I'm going to see and maybe hear, or hear and maybe see the aid station. So I just want to see what the U looks like. I'm going to go back over to the other side of it. I said in my last video that Leadville is sneaky, and this is a prime example. Can you see that little horseshoe? So we're going to run past Winfield and then come a significant enough distance beyond Winfield, having heard all the celebrations and thinking that you're there and you just need to drop down in. That ain't the case. Now obviously on the grand scale of things it's not significant, but when you think you've just made it to the aid station, and I'm going to say a good half mile beyond Winfield before you hit this horseshoe bend, and then you head back down towards Winfield again. Yeah, I'm almost directly above the turnout point. Okay, I'm calling it there. I'm actually under serious time pressure. Sean Clifford, who many in Ireland will know as a trail runner, amongst many other accolades, is having a Facebook Live session for the Kerryway Ultra, which takes place in about 2.5 weeks. And the plan is I might come on and talk a little bit about the Leadville. But it starts at 1, and as it stands, I'm not going to get back until at least 1:30. And back down into Winfield. Oh, look at this. Bit quaint, isn't it? Alright, but we won't be coming this way. We're going to come down from here, take a right, come down here, past the Seldom Inn cottage, and pull in left into the Winfield aid station. Then it's just 50 miles to go. So again, good to see that. I know that the far side is steep and technical, and I know that there's that loop there by Winfield. Other than that, I have not done any training whatsoever. I do think I'll go out this evening and just do maybe 3, possibly 4 miles, but more likely 3. That's it. Tomorrow, Friday, I may do 2. I'll try and get a little bit of video of the, there's a mandatory briefing at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then we've got the drop bag and registration after that. So I'll try and get a little bit of that onto the video before I send it out. Okay, that's it for now, guys. I'll talk tomorrow. So just like that, it is next day. I'm here at the expo, which I'm just about to walk through. I've just come from the high school where we had Ken and Marilee and some of the other people talking. I'll show you a little bit of that now, and then we'll go in and we'll take a look at the expo.
Coming into this race, I'm probably in the best shape of my life for 100, so I feel pretty good.
Everyone knows about Leadville, and I want to know what it takes to finish.
For the founders of the Leadville Race Series, Marilee and Ken and Marilee.
Okay, thank you. Now, Marilee, would you say good morning, and maybe from the heart, tell them what our family means to them.
Good morning, Leadville family. Thank you so much for being here. If this is your first Leadville, welcome to our family. And we are dead serious about family.
Thank you. She's crying and she'll be crying when you cross that finish line. I will guarantee it. Just one thing I want to tell you before we go a bit further. I want you to just look south down at that round mountain and just the little dip to the left of it. That's Hope Pass right there. That see it smiling because it's laughing at you. Let me ask you to remember 3 things. Where you came from. Number 2, where you are. Number 3, where you want to be. You get under 30 hours. You're our sons and daughters. I don't expect less from you than crossing that finish line in under 30 hours. That's another debt you got. You owe Marilee. For a little bit you owe me, because I've worked my butt off in this for all these years. You owe me. That's a way you can repay me. That's the way you can repay me. Cross that red carpet. I commit, I won't quit. I gotta have it a little louder. That whole pass is looking at you. Now, sir, I commit, I won't quit. One more time. I commit, I won't quit. Marilee, for the first time ever, we're going to have a 100% finishing. Thank you. God bless. We love you so much.
All right, time to go register. Here we go. All right. How you doing, guys?
Can help you out.
Excellent. David Barry.
And do you have a
You don't mind me recording,
ID?
do you?
Oh, it's
all right, thank you. ID, yes, no problem.
I gotta make sure I do it by the book.
That's it. Here we go.
Do you need a crew tag? Do you have a
I do
crew?
need crew tag, yes.
And do you need pacer bibs?
Yes.
How many?
Can I get 2, please? Okay, we're all set. Just gotta sort out my drop bags now, and we can head down and meet the pacer back in Frisco.
And we were at the doctor's.
A lot of South Africans use it as well.
Alright guys, that's all I have time for. I'm back down in Frisco now. It's getting on late in the afternoon. I've still got to cook dinner, pack the rest of the stuff that I'm going to need for the race tomorrow. I'm number 27. You should be able to live track on athlinks.com. They don't appear to have put anything up on the website yet, but I'm sure that by 4 a.m. Leadville time, which is what do we got, 11 a.m. back in Ireland in the UK, you'll be able to track live. So wish me luck. Here we go, over and out until the race is over.
At that starting line, that's an emotional time for me, because I'll be holding that old double barrel 12 gauge. That was my daddy's gun. I'm going to pull the trigger on that, and you're going to start. Do not stop until Marilee tells you to.